Hey, I'm Siobhan, and I love talking about all the things related to freedom and personal growth. And I'm on a journey to redefine freedom on my own terms as I become the woman I desire to be. Each week, I'll share in real time what I'm learning as I do my inner work while creating a safe space for my listeners to feel seen. If you desire to be free and live a life that feels good to you, then you're in the right place for beautiful conversations that's going to support you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to the Siobhan J. Middleton podcast. Now let's start the show. Hey, welcome back to another episode of my podcast. I appreciate you so much for taking time to tune in for another week. So as you can see by the title, Mom, You're Human Now, I have a little story to tell you. This was a conversation that I was having with my daughter on the way home from school yesterday, but also on the way to school this morning. And she was having a conversation with her art teacher. My daughter is in honors art, is having the most beautiful experience ever. And I'll have to talk about her and all these achievements that she's gotten thus far at 17 years old. But that's a conversation for another day. Anywho, she's having a conversation with her art teacher that she's telling me about. And she said, I was talking about you, Mom, and I told my art teacher that my mom is human now. And I said, Jordan, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And she said, you're human now. Before you moved out and got your own apartment, you didn't seem human. You had no personality. She said, you are Mom, and I know you like to read and you like the color pink, but you didn't have a personality. And now you're human, you're a person with a life, and you're happy. And I'm happy for you. And I'm listening to her, and I'm taking all this in, and I'm like, kids will tell you the truth, won't they? And as she's saying this, I have been processing so much in therapy and these revelations that I'm getting. And I remember when I was in the heat of everything before I moved out, all I would say is I just wanted my kids to get the healthiest version of me. And that was one of the reasons that I had to leave my marriage, because I knew they weren't getting that version. So for her to tell me this morning that, Mom, you're human now, it validates what I had already been feeling and the choice that I needed to make, not only for myself, but for my children. And so I've always talked about, the reason that I started therapy was because my kids, right? I wanted them to get a healed version of me, that they didn't deserve to have to relive my pain. And I mean that. But there's only so much you can do when you're still living in an environment that doesn't serve you, right? Where you can't be your fullest self. I was dying a slow death, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally. I was dying. And I've said this before, it was like I was asleep in my life. I just wanted more. I knew life had to be different. And so the fact that I've been on my own for months now, and for my daughter to get what I wanted her to get, right? I wanted her to see the healthiest version of me, and she can now see that I'm happy. She can now see that I'm human. It's we can say all day what we want for our children and what we want for ourselves, but our words, they carry no weight if we don't take action. And I agree with my daughter. I am more human now. I am alive. I am free. I am more of my authentic self. And it's because I chose myself and made a hard choice that would impact the people that were closest to me. And I had to be willing to make that choice no matter what. And I didn't want my words to fall on deaf ears where my kids will hear me say, oh, you deserve a happy mom, or I'm doing my best for you, and all of these things. But then my actions didn't line up with my words. What example will I be setting for them? And it would take me 19 years to get here, and it was all worth it. As I look at my children now, and I'm watching how they are blossoming in the most beautiful way, I couldn't ask for better children. And even the way that they've been able to stay strong, I guess, through all of this, I mean, divorce is hard on kids. It really is. But I know in my heart of hearts that it is the best for them and for myself, first and foremost, but for them, because now they can see their mom, right? They can truly see me, flaws and all, and know that if I can do the hard thing of walking away from a relationship that did not allow me to be my fullest self, they will understand that they too will have to do hard things in their life. And if their mom can do this hard thing, surely they can do hard things as well. And so I refuse to stay in places, relationship situations that no longer serve me. And I have to be willing to choose myself every single time. And so that's the words of encouragement that I want to give to you today, to choose yourself, because your children are watching, your friends are watching, your family is watching, and you are their example. They need to see you do the hard things so they know that they can do it too. And the hard thing really can be anything. It could be leaving your job that you're unhappy with. It could be going to therapy. It could be moving to a new state, starting the business that you've been dreaming about, getting a divorce, setting boundaries. I mean, your hard thing could literally be anything, but it's up to you to do it. Be their example, because they're only going to do what they see, and they deserve the best of you. You deserve the best of you. And as I'm on this journey and I'm learning more and more about myself every single day, I would do this 100 times over to get where I'm at today. And it has not been easy at all. But when I look at my two children that are 14 and 17, and the relationship that I have with both of them, and that they can truly see me, and that the love that they have for me is unconditional, and they're able to see their mother happy and whole and free and just living her life the way she chooses to, it's worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. And we think sometimes that, well, if I just stay in this, I'll stay here for the kids. But then that means that you are going to die a slow death because you are miserable. If you're staying in anything for the children just because you think that's best, they are watching. They see you. They can feel your energy. And they always know. And so I encourage you to be their example. Show them the way through your actions. Don't just say, oh, you can go out here and live your best life and you're not living yours. Oh, you can be happy and you can be free and you're not happy or free. Your kids need to see you live your life fully and unapologetically. You owe that to yourself. I want to leave you with this. The journey is not going to be easy, and it's not supposed to be. And there's so much that you're going to learn along the way about yourself. And when you take that first step, then you'll get the guidance to take the next one and the next one and the next one. Be so connected with yourself and spirit that you can hear. And the moments when you feel like this is too much, you pray, you meditate, you journal, you go to therapy, you talk to your friends, you get your tools that you need to keep going, and you fight for your life. Because we all know we only get one of them. And may this life be your best one, right? May you live it to its fullest. And the fear that you have about, okay, well, what will this person say? Or what will this do? Or what will this mean? None of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you don't live a life of regret. You want to get to the end of your life, whenever that is, and say, you know what? I lived. I did the hard things, and my life is better for it. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. I would love for you to give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and leave a review. That would be amazing. Send this podcast episode to a friend. Share it on social media, wherever you share, what you're listening to and what you love and what you like. You can always treat me to a cup of coffee, 2 or 3. The link is always in the show notes. I greatly appreciate everyone who does this for me every single week. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And I just want to send you so much love and light until we meet again.